Hello, my name is Paul James Griffiths and I'm the Director of Christian Heritage Edinburgh. When I first came to Edinburgh, I was struck by the extraordinary Christian history here that has literally shaped Scotland and the world. God drew me to Genesis chapter 26, verse 18. And Isaac dug again the wells of water which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them up after the death of Abraham. In our past, God raised up his people, the Christians, to do extraordinary things in Edinburgh. They dug wells of God's rich blessings here. At one time, the story of our past had been told to people and in the education system, but the church had largely stopped telling this story. So other people blocked up our heritage and began to tell a different version. I realized that our task was to unblock the wells of our past that had flowed with God's blessing to the nations from Edinburgh, so that the right information might be brought out today. Out of Edinburgh's Christians have poured world mission, constitutional law, modern democracy, human rights, education, healthcare and hospitals, and social reforms. This is the reason why our motto is challenging today from the past. Our hope is that multitudes will be inspired and challenged today by this history, and that through this many Christians will be raised up by God to do exploits for him, and that many might hear the gospel of Christ. We began with the Celtic Tour in 2005, which has now become the Christian Heritage Tour. This walking tour of Edinburgh's Old Town uncovers this extraordinary history and brings it alive. Many thousands have been on these walking tours, and we have seen people deeply moved and inspired. We now run this as a business part of the charity called Soul of Scotland Tours. Out of the walking tours grew the Christian Heritage Centre based at St Columba's Free Church next to the Royal Mile. This venue is ideal as it's near Edinburgh Castle, which is the most visited building in Scotland. Since we first opened the doors, we have had well over 100,000 visitors from almost every country in the world. It's amazing how thousands of people come in and hear the message of salvation from the staff or through the exhibitions and videos. We realise that Edinburgh is famous for the Enlightenment in the 18th century. William Creech, a Christian bookseller, used to run his bookshop and tea room next to St Giles in the heart of Edinburgh. It was here that many gathered to debate and discuss God. The Christians took the discussion out onto the streets of Edinburgh in the 19th century, where they had a horse-drawn coffee and tea wagon. We have simply opened up this well and have taken what we call Street Cafe onto the streets of Edinburgh. Today, dozens of teams have sprouted up here and in 6 nations, so that thousands every year will hear the gospel in a warm and friendly way and be given time and space to discuss about God. We even run Street Cafe at Beltane and Samhain, the biggest pagan festivals, which are held here in Edinburgh. We've also opened up the well of Christian classical music and a cappella singing. By combining the music of Bach, Handel, Mendelssohn, Haydn or others with a narrator who explores the faith of these great composers, we can weave the gospel into some of the most historical church buildings in and around Edinburgh. Besides this, we produce resources about Edinburgh's Christian heritage, both on our website shop and at the centre, and also produce resources to reach people of other faiths, as well as an evangelism training course. This evangelism course is taught at 2 Bible colleges, where over the years many students have been equipped for sharing their faith. As we seek to lift up Christ, his gospel and his story here in Edinburgh, we need help. If your heart has been touched by this video, please could you consider supporting the work of Christian Heritage Edinburgh in praying for us, or by being a volunteer in the centre or on one of the Street Cafe teams, or by giving through finance as we seek to grow this ministry. Many thanks for listening.